Grand Rising family, it is yours truly, King Amari and Queen
Amari
in the building. It's on once again, family, in the AM, your favorite power couple, bringing you your power couple mental fitness program, sponsored by Untitled Movement. Untitled Movement is a ministry that is solution-based ministry that focuses on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. We are an African-centered ministry where we focus on solving the problems of our people to help our people to prosper spiritually, physically, and financially. We thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody who has subscribed to our YouTube channel, who has followed us, Untitled Movement, on YouTube and Instagram, we thank you so much for your love and support. Everybody who support our businesses, El Kevlar Lifestyle, we have African men's, women's clothing, accessories, health, wellness, beauty products for your needs. Thank you so much for supporting. Also, for those who connected with us on Synergetic Network Group LLC, where we are the community-based liaison for you. We help people to build business-based generational wealth, as well as building generational wealth via investing. And we accomplish this by bringing on subject matter experts in various financial arenas that will be able to help us to be able to level up in our finances as well. Okay, so that's what Synergetic Network Group LLC focus on. For those you have a business, please at this time ensure that you put your business in the comments. Please share your business links. We welcome that. Okay, the way we feel is that no one can support a business that they don't know about. Okay, so marketing, it plays a very critical piece. Okay, you won't see any traction in your business if you don't market your business. Okay, nobody can buy products and or services that they don't know anything about. So feel free at this time to share your business in a comment. Again, we would love to support you, okay, and share your business. All right, so thank everybody who's tuning in right now. Okay, today the topic of discussion is an African agenda. Okay, again, the African agenda. As we all know, this is, the election time. But, today the topic of discussion will not just consist of talking politics. I want to say grand rising to our continuous supporter, the queen who we love so much out there, my queen and I very dearly, Queen Vivian Reed. Thank you. We greatly appreciate your continued love and support. You truly are a regular. I'm telling you, man, it's people like you, who keep the ministry going. So, sincerely from my queen and I, we do greatly appreciate you. We really do. Thank you so much for all your support. Okay. So family, we get ready to dive in on this topic of discussion on today. Today is African agenda, and being solution based. Okay. We have to talk about the problems. So many people say, and one thing about my good brother, Bobby Agjay, he brought up a good point the other day. He said that if we don't talk about the problem, how can you solve it? So we do have to come together and discuss our issues, okay? But before we leave the conference that we have to come up with solutions that's going to help us to solve our problems. All right, so with that being said, it's necessary for us to discuss these things. We know that my brother Ice Cube has been going viral, his situation about him speaking to President Trump and speaking to Joe Biden. Okay, we've been hearing a lot of our people voice their opinion, and rightfully so. My personal view is, as long as you are an African person, you have a right to express your feelings about what's going on. However, one thing we should know about our culture is this, and this is the reason why I say learning our culture is so important. Because one thing you don't do is you don't make moves for the community without speaking to them. My queen, she brought this point up, and she was absolutely right. You have to speak to the elders in the community. Yes, you may feel like you understand what our issues are. However, you know, you don't execute without talking to the authorities, okay, the authorities within the community, without talking to our elders who are seasoned within the communities as it relates to our problems, okay, and then discussing those matters prior to you going to those who you are talking about. And see, that's what I mean. You know, we mean well.
Prior to you going to the white supremacists.
You know,
support.
you know, exactly. Because the truth of the matter is, to be honest, you know, it really makes no sense going. My queen, she made a very good point, and I said this before too. Why would you go to, you know, a racist with our problems? That doesn't make any sense. He's already expressed, you know, that he really doesn't care. And see, what happens is, you know, racist people are very deceptive. And this is something we have to comprehend. They'll do good things to cover up the bad things that they do. And this is what a lot of us don't comprehend. And this is what confuses a lot of people. Well, if he's so bad, then why did he just do this? First of all, he brung up $500 billion when. Look at the time period when. He had a whole lot of time before election time to come up with a financial plan to be able to fund the African community. You know what I'm saying? It's called a trap. That's what it's called. Okay? You know, anybody knows anything about a mouse trap, you know, you put the cheese on there to trap the mouse because that's what the mouse likes. So you got to put something on the trap to attract, you know, the mouse, so it'll be lured in. Just like when you go fishing, to hook the fish, you got to put some bait. Okay, so what do we love as a people? What do he know that we need right now? What do he know that our problem is? It's economics. So what is he going to put before us to be able to solve our problems? It's finances. Finances. You know, well, if you vote for me, we heard what he said. Well, if you vote for me, you know, then I'll release the stimulus money. Really? 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 So you need a vote to be able to fund money that you know that people need. So basically, you saying do what I want, and then I'll do what you want. He don't understand his office. He is there to serve the people.
That's our money.
Thank you. I don't know if you heard what the queen said. You know, she said that's our money. You know, she absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? He is there for the people. Understand, when you get into political power, you are a public servant. You are a public servant. Just like the police officers with police brutality that commit hate crimes. Their job is to serve and protect, but they're not doing that. You know why? Because they have the wrong spirit. They don't have the heart for the people. They have a hidden agenda, and that's a racist agenda to continue to terrorize, okay, our people within the community. We pay our tax dollars just to be what? To be disrespected, to be terrorized. We pay them to serve and protect. Not to come into our communities and harass us, okay, and unlawfully convict us and unlawfully search and seize us, which is against our 6th Amendment, by the way. Okay, that you have to have probable cause. Okay, you have to have a search warrant. You got to have certain things in place before you do a certain thing legal wise. And this is the reason why us as African people, we have to become more familiar with our rights. Now, is being familiar with our rights going to stop us from experiencing hate crimes? No. But at least that you'll know your rights. And when we talk about, well, they can't do this, they can't do that. Well, you know, the Vice President Biden, well, what policies did he write? See, this is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, because you don't understand what a vice president who is the president of the Senate, what is his or her responsibilities? Why isn't in history, family, have you never heard of a president writing an amendment? Because he doesn't have that power as a vice president. He doesn't have that power. He don't have the power to write executive orders. Notice the things that he had written, policies he had written, he got the permission from President Barack Obama. If you know anything about political power and positions, you will understand that it's the president that gives the vice president authority. Do you not know the vice president can't vote unless it's a tie when it comes to voting for a position like for the president? Do you know that's the only time they can cast their vote to break the tie? Do you not know that the vice president is not the one that speaks directly to the Senate? Did you know that? See, that's what I mean. A lot of times we're saying what somebody can do, and we are embarrassing ourselves because we're not familiar with these offices. And that's the reason why we suffer a lot, because we're not very familiar with politics.
And
see,
they're not getting stimulus because of the Senate leader, Mitch McConnell. Oh, sorry, I cut him off. Sorry. And right now we're having issues with getting stimulus because of the Senate leader, Mitch McConnell. The president can't even write you a check unless he gets the okay from the Senate majority leader, Mitch McConnell, who is telling them that if you don't give us a bill that's $500 billion or less, I'm not passing it. They're working on a bill right now for close to $2 trillion. It won't get passed unless the Senate leader, Mitch McConnell, passes it.
Okay, now I've heard some people in the community say that it doesn't matter who's in power as long as we bring together economics. That is false. Here's the example I want to use. You have a child that has an abusive mother and father. That child has to deal with that abusive atmosphere because they live in that house. Now, the only way that that child is going to be able to escape the problems that the child is facing is to what? It's to leave that house. That child is going to have to leave from under the authority of his or her parent in order for them to be taken out of that unhealthy environment. That authority, that person that's over them, the mother or the father that's abusive, is going to have to be removed from over the child in order for that child to be able to have some peace. And that child then in turn is going to have to be placed into a healthy environment. They're going to have to be given over to a family member, okay, that's loving, that's kind, that's caring. And then that child has to be placed into that healthy environment in order for the environment to be conducive to their mental stability, to their mental health, their mental wellness. So some of our people, we continuously keep saying it doesn't matter who's in power, but guess what? If it didn't matter, then why is it we were enslaved? Where did that authority come from to enslave human beings? Who was the one who co-signed on slavery staying in place? What president wrote any type of policy in regards to abolishing slavery up until the point of Abraham Lincoln, which arguably can be argued because the 13th Amendment does have a clause in there, okay, in regards to one being enslaved if they commit a crime, okay? We have that, right? Okay, and then let's go from there. Let's go from there, right? So how is it that then we didn't get released from slavery until somebody who came in political power, who had the power of the pen to release, to put some legality measure in place so it can be punishable for that act, because then it would be considered to be criminal or illegal for what they're doing. Okay, now, okay, if it don't matter who empowered in, then why didn't anything happen in regards to segregation until Lyndon B. Johnson? But you say it don't matter who in power. You say it don't matter who's in power. Then riddle me that then. Why didn't segregation get abolished until he created the Civil Rights Act of 1964? Please tell me. I'll be waiting. But you know, some of our people continue to think that it doesn't matter who's in power as long as we have money.
Good job.
Let me debunk this real quick. Let me debunk that real quick. Let me debunk that very quickly. Because last time I checked, LeBron James is a multi-millionaire. He was told to shut up and dribble. I'ma say it again. I'ma say it again, because some of you, since you think that economics is so much of the problem solver, it's not the problem solver for racism. Do you understand? Racism is a psychological problem that is taught. It is a problem that evolves from a racist mindset that has been passed down for generations. Sandra Bland, peace and blessings be upon her, is no longer here with us. Now, I want you to think about this. Do you think that if Sandra Bland was a millionaire, that her money would have saved her from those racist cops? Do you think that? Do you think that if Trayvon Martin family was millionaires, that their bank account would have been able to save Emmett Till from what he went through? Do you really think that? Do you really think that because we have a whole bunch of money in our bank accounts and we come together in a community, in a country where a racist system is in place, just because all African people are in a particular affluent community will never protect us from racism? Do you understand? This is what some of you are not getting. It don't matter how wealthy we are. It doesn't matter how nice our neighborhoods is, because when we leave our homes, we are still subject to racist police officers that's in the street with a racist agenda waiting to kill us. Philandro Castile had a gun on him. Is he here with us? Is he here? Is he here? Why isn't there justice served for Breonna Taylor? Why? Do you think all the money in Breonna Taylor's bank account, say for instance, Breonna Taylor was a millionaire? She's not here, is she? Is she? She's not here, is she? If Trayvon Martin had millions of dollars in his bank account, what good is that money going to do him with him being gone? He's gone, isn't he? If the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was a millionaire, would that do them any good? Are they still here? Are they here? This is the reason why that makes absolutely no sense. I literally heard a brother say that economics, it will solve our problems and it's going to trickle down. Family, money is the answer to all things. Family, I'm going to say it again. I need some of you to understand this. Economics is the answer to all things. Africa, for the African, in a healthy environment over in Africa, is the answer for the African people. This is not our country. We can say this all day long. Our ancestors was brought to this country, and technically, okay, for those whose ancestors was brought over here against their own free will, and even if they weren't, they came over here on their own, this is really technically not our country. And honestly, it's not the Europeans either, because they stole it. They specifically established this system, family, to protect themselves. Do you understand that? They infiltrated the system to protect themselves. What did Trump do when he got into power? What did he do? He overturned taking the KKK off of the terrorist list. Then he put racist attorney generals. Even after Jeff Sessions left, another one took over for Jeff Sessions that's still a racist. Why do you think that they want these people in power? So they can have power. Do you understand that people who are in political power are the ones who have the power because they have the power of the pen? Do you not understand how powerful it is for politics? Some of you really don't understand how powerful politics is, how powerful the pen is. Just the stroke of a pen put the Civil Rights Act in 1964 in place. Just a stroke of a pen put the Equal Opportunity Act in place. Executive order for equal opportunity, for equal employment opportunities. Just a stroke of a pen. Some of you don't understand that. Some of you still don't think that it matters who's in power. We still think, oh, because we come together, we bring together our resources, that somehow in some way, shape, or form or fashion, okay, it's going to save us, and the only thing it's going to do is help us economically. It won't protect our lives. Do you understand that? We're talking about protection. We're talking about people being punished who violate civil rights. Do you understand the reason why when people do appeals to the Supreme Court, the reason why they get kicked back? Let me tell you the reason why they get kicked back. The reason why the appeals to the Supreme Court get kicked back is because you have racist people in the position of Attorney General, and the Supreme Court are the ones that deal with civil rights. This is what some of you are not understanding. Some of you are not comprehending this. This is the reason why I vote. I don't vote, okay, for me looking for a savior. No, I understand policy. Because I understand that no matter how much money I have in my bank account, if I go out to the store, okay, and I'm going to go shopping for my family, okay, and I get shot. Now, for those who don't know, we had six-figure business. Okay, riddle me this. What is that six-figure business going to do for my family while I'm gone? It's only going to provide financial security. Is it going to bring me back? Is it going to bring me back? Say, for instance, the cop is wrong. The cop have on the webcam. There's all type of evidence that the cop had no legal right to use deadly force, which means that he or she felt threatened. Say, for instance, I'm running away for the cop. I'm running away from my life. I get shot in my back too. Okay, at the state level, you know, my family, my wife, she's fighting, right? She's saying, no, I seen the footage. My husband, you know what I'm saying? He had no weapon on him. You know, he ran because he was afraid. He was afraid for his life. He was just afraid. And I'm running away from them, meaning I don't pose any threat anymore. And I get shot. Now, remember, we got six-figure businesses. I want you to keep that in mind. Now, we legitimately have six-figure business. We're real estate investors. We have multiple online businesses. And I'm not boasting. I'm just making a point. Now, my wife see that footage. You know what I'm saying? The cop make up some type of story that goes contrary to what's on the footage. And this cop get off. Why do you think that cop will get off? Remember now, we're in a Republican state. We're in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee. We're in a Republican state. We was in a Republican state when we lived in Florida. Which majority of the racists, which they switched sides, they went from Democrat, okay, to Republican, okay, once the Democratic Party, you know, started doing things for the African people and started defending the African people, and the racists, okay, European people went to the Republican Party. That's a historical fact. Look into the Dixiecrats. Check the record. This is why you need to understand politics. So, you know, my wife, she's sitting up there, she watching the footage. Her husband is gone. We appealed it to the Supreme Court. You got an attorney general that's up there that's racist. It still get overturned. Oh no, well, we don't see anything wrong, you know, with what had happened, you know, and they side with the police officer. Now think about it. All the evidence is there. Is it not vividly clear that only a racist person would allow something like that to happen? You got all the evidence that this police officer or these police officers did not have the right to use deadly force, and all the evidence is there, but they still get off. But for some reason, some of you don't think it matters who's in power. The police chief is racist. The governor is racist. The senators are racist. The commissioners are racist. The president is racist. The ones that's sitting on the judicial side, the Supreme Court side is racist. But for some reason, For some reason, family, we don't think that it matters who's in political power. Now, you may say, Brother Mar, this is talking about an African agenda. Listen, you know what the agenda should be for African people? To make your way back home and go to Africa. I provided a link there for you of some friends who does living my best life in Ghana. We got friends that moved from America and went back to Africa. Listen, family, let me tell you something. We could try to fight hard as we want to in this country, and as long as we're in this country, as long as racist people are in power, they're going to continue to fight us. They're going to continue to fight back. They're going to continue to push against us. They have colonized this country. They have set up this system to where they're going to be able to hold on to their political power. This is the reason why we had an African president sitting in presidency. And here's another piece of evidence for you. Because last time I checked, Barack Obama is an African man who carried himself well, and he definitely wasn't a racist. I got it. But Trayvon Martin, his case still ruled in Zimmerman's favor. Why is that, family? Do you understand how the system works? Once the Supreme Court has made a ruling and said that they don't see nothing wrong, do you not understand that it's a done deal? But for some reason we think that if we get together a political party and we have the Black Caucus already sitting up there, last time I checked, they were still sitting up there during the time of Trayvon Martin, and did that case get overturned? No, it did not. Why didn't it get overturned, family? Just like people want to beat up Ben Crump, right? Benjamin Crump, right? Oh, he never win any cases. Last time I checked, the juror and the judge is the one that rules. And see, this is the reason why, you know, family, I feel so bad for our people, because a lot of us are ignorant. We don't know how things work. And I don't mean no disrespect, it's the truth. A lot of us don't know how stuff work. The only thing a lawyer does, family, is present evidence. It's up to the jury and the judge to rule over a case. When are we going to understand these things? Oh, Benjamin Crump, he never wins anything. Oh, this and that. He don't have no power to win a case. He only presents evidence as a lawyer, people. The jury and the judge are the ones that decide a case, not a lawyer. But then you have our own people getting on YouTube, getting on these social media platforms and beating our brother up like as if though he has so much power to win a case, when the only thing he could do is present evidence, and it's up to the judge or the jurors to decide whether or not that case is going to rule in the favor of the family. Come on, family. This is the reason why I say we are too ignorant. We are extremely ignorant, and we don't know enough about what's going on in the political arena. This is the reason why a lot of us talk so much and we say stuff that we have no knowledge about, because we don't understand how these things work. Now, what is the solution for the African people? For us to stop looking for them to respect us, because for some reason we think that if we come together and get a political party, or we have a whole bunch of money, or we don't have a seat at the table, family. We have the Black Caucus at the table and we still getting killed. So I need you to help me to understand how having a seat at the table going to save us. Please help me to understand that. Because a lot of things that we saying we need is already there. The Black Caucus is sitting right up at the White House. What are you talking about? What you need is people at the state level, at the you know, as governors. We need more senators. You know what I'm saying? And let the truth be told, not only that. Guess what the problem? The only way the problem going to be solved is if you have more people sitting in these positions. Period. Period. It's going to take more than us just being governors. It's going to take more than us just being senators. It's going to take just more than us being commissioners. It's going to take more than us sitting on, you know what I'm saying, the judicial side. Because guess what? Now you're talking about numbers. Now you're talking about having 2/3 of the House on both sides to be able to overrule something. So do you not notice the reason why the racist people sit in power? Because do you not know the president is the one that chooses his cabinet or chooses his or her cabinet? Do you not understand that? The president is the one that chooses the judges, family. But you don't think it matters who's in power. And the judges are the one that overlooks in the Supreme Court. They're the ones who deal with civil rights. This is what a lot of us don't understand. When you have judges sitting in these seats that are racist, do you think that civil rights is ever going to be served? They're in jest. This is why it matters about voting, because you're the ones who vote them in. Do you not know sheriffs are voting in? The mayors are voting in. The commissioners are voting in. The senators are voting in. All of them are voting in. But you say it don't matter. But if it don't matter, then why is it that people keep getting off with hate crimes? But you say it don't matter. You know why? You know why they keep getting off with hate crimes? Because of the wrong people in office. That's why. Racist people sitting in a position of justice that are unjust. The African problem is more than economics, family. First of all, let me help y'all to understand something with cooperative economics. It's going to take more than us to prosper than just coming together and going to each other's businesses. Do we understand that? First, you got to practice proper individual economics. Say, for instance, I'm a millionaire. If I give African people the wrong mindset who have bad spending habits and don't have proper investing habits, do you not know that those same African people are still going to be broke? But for some reason, we think that cooperative economics is the answer in its totality. No, it is not. Our people need to have financial literacy that is going to help them to have the right mindset to be able to learn how to spend their money wisely and invest their money wisely. Both. Investing, you looking for a return on the money that you sow, okay, whereas it's going to help you to be able to accumulate, okay, wealth, which is like an investment such as stocks or investing in real estate properties and as rental properties. Making passive income. You establishing a business whereby when you invest in that business, if you do your business right, if you legalize your business, which some people want to keep going around, keep talking about, they're trying to get away from this system and get rid of the system. Family, listen, let me help you out to understand something, family. The only way you're going to get out of this system is getting out of America. We need to understand this. I don't know what these fallacies is that we're trying to draw up about this getting rid of this system. First of all, you got a driver's license. Secondly, if you want to even leave this country to go to your own homeland, you got to have a passport. Who created that system? Did the African create that system or did European people create that system? Second of all, you got a job. Third of all, you have a job. You're a W-2 employee, which means that you get taxed. But yet you want to say, oh, I want to get out of this system. You get taxed. You get federal tax. You get Medicaid come out of your paycheck. You get Social Security come out of your paycheck. In order for you to have a business, you got to register your business legally. Get you an employer identification number. Then you got to register your business with the state. If you don't do that, guess what happens? Say, for instance, somebody slip at your business. If you don't do that, and your business is not legally registered, you don't have your business registered, guess who's going to get sued? You. That's going to go on your Social Security. That's going to go on your own report or mark against you. Rather than if you had a limited liability company, okay, they would sue the business and not you personally. But see, we don't want to learn the system, do we? Do you not understand that grants is funded through the federal government from federal taxes that you get taxed from? Do you understand that? Do you understand that? So these same grants that you keep talking about, oh, we don't want nothing from European people, then where's the reparations money going to come from, please? Let me help some of you today. Because some of you are living in a fantasy world. I want to ask you this. Did money help our ancestors in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Because see, this is another point I want to make because I got to help some people out here. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Did they not own their own businesses? Did they not still get bombed? And a hush come over the crowd. Rosewood. They tore down Rosewood. Did you not know that was another affluent community in Rosewood, Florida? They tore that down too. And they were well off as well. But you think for some reason you go over and get your own community, you build your own community, you start building your own houses, you become wealthy, you get millions of dollars, and you still think a racist person is going to respect you. Do you not understand they're immoral? Do you not understand that there's a system in place to protect them from when they do wrong? It's considered to be war, and they're considered to be a hero in their racist counterparts' eyes that are sitting in political power, and this is the reason why they don't get reprimanded for them going out to do something in the name of their racist agenda. Do you not understand that? But for some reason, y'all think that you complaining about what happened matters to a racist person when they rather see you dead. When are you going to understand that? You're asking racist people to give you reparations. What sense do that make, family? Please tell me that. They redline us. They poison our water. They disproportionately give out funding. But you're going to voice your opinion to somebody who don't care nothing about your voice? Don't you know they ignore our pain all the time, but you think for some reason us having a party and us speaking out is going to do something? These racist people are deaf to what you say. When are you going to understand that? So yes, we need to save ourselves. And you know what the answer is? Africa for the African. Let them have this country since they think they could do so well without us, since they think they don't need us. Let's see how good their businesses do without African people. Let's see how the sports world goes in the NFL or the NBA once we leave this country. Every last African person take ourselves back to our homeland where we don't have to be concerned about being disrespected under our own government, under our own people, under our own rulership and leadership, where they look just like us and not trying to keep us from being ourselves. Africa for the African in parts of Africa where our people have the liberty to be themselves. Like over in Accra, Ghana. I got friends over in Ghana. And I provided their link. It's called Living Their Best Life. I got real good friends that repatriated back to Ghana. Matter of fact, another one of my friends is Nana Ya. And all of them grew up in America and they moved back to Africa. Why? Because they see what I'm talking about. We keep talking about an African agenda. You need to make an agenda to go back home to your homeland. When are we going to understand that this system is toxic and is not ruled in the African favor? So if anything, you want to establish or build something, listen, work towards you making enough money to move your family back to Africa, to repatriate your family back to Africa. That's what we need to do as African people. Let them have it. They want to have it, being that, you know, they don't want us here. They don't want to respect us. They tax us. Okay, they call us Americans. We don't have the freedom. They say this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. They don't allow us to be ourselves. Whenever we be ourselves, they want to persecute us. Okay, they don't want us to have African names. They want us to have European names. They refuse us jobs just because, okay, we're who we are. Okay, they don't want us to come to work with our natural hair. They don't want us to be ourselves. They want us to just be quiet. Let them tax us and be quiet. Even though we're the ones who they're making money off of in the NFL and the NBA and the entertainment industry. R&B singers, rappers. But they want us to be quiet though. We're the ones that's helping Nike and Adidas and Puma, and we're the ones that's helping these companies to make this money. In fact, we're the ones that's being taxed where the federal government is funded by to even keep them alive, okay, which those who sit in political power is getting their money from too, outside of their own investments. But they want us to be quiet though. Nah, I'm going home. I'm going back to the motherland. I'm going back to where my people come from. And let's see how good their economy does without all of us. How about that? Because the last time I checked, we shop at Walmart. The last time I checked, we go to McDonald's. We go to Burger King. We go to these movie theaters. We're going to these malls and going shopping in all these different places, Gucci and Louis and Polo and every. Okay, they think they're so bad. They think they're so big and so bad. Okay, let us withdraw our money and let every last African person go home and let's see how good this economy do and how good this country do, how good this American system do once every last African person withdraw themselves and go back to our homeland where we from. Let's see how good this economy does then. That's an African agenda for you. Get up all of our money. Those of us who get wealthy, move to Africa, then start repatriating our families from this country over to our homeland. And to go where we're going to be respected at as African people, where we can be ourselves. My good brother Kofi said, yes, sir. That's my end goal, is to repatriate back to Africa. Thank you, brother. Enough of this falsehood. Enough of this black agenda. No, we need to have an African agenda. We always trying to establish something here in this country. You should only be establishing yourself in this country to get up enough money to take yourself back to your homeland, where you can be free to be yourself. I done had enough of this mess. You get banned off of Facebook, but yet you got freedom of speech. Okay, but then our heroes our champions get murdered for standing up for what's right, but yet they supposed to be Christian and they supposed to love God and they supposed to follow after the Bible and they supposed to be this good Christian and everything else. Well, you know, if that be the case, then you supposed to be bringing heaven on earth, but you just bring hell. Everywhere the racist European go, they bring hell. Everywhere they go, they force their way. Didn't the Bible say thou shalt not steal? Didn't it say that? But you're a Christian. But you're going into the African lands and you stealing our land and you stealing our resources. Didn't it say thou shalt not kill? But yet you're going into our countries. Okay, it say love your neighbor. We next to you, right? So why are you killing us then? But these same people who burn a cross on our yards, these same people who bombed our cities, go to their churches and they pray to their God. These same ones say they follow after the Bible, but yet they're killing us and they're raping us. These same ones, they got the audacity to wear a cross. Talking about they followers of Christ. Where? Show me that in your ways. They're wicked. Racist people are wicked. They're hypocrites. The solution for the African people is for us to free ourselves and rebel against this European racist system and for us to start embracing ourselves. You want to know what the solution is for the African? Rebel against this racist system. Teach your children not to salute the flag. That's right, because they didn't die for us, family. Malcolm X did that. Martin Luther King did that. Thomas Sankara did that. Dudi Bokman did that. Yaa Asantewaa put her life on the line. Queen Nanny did that. Coretta Scott King, Betty Shabazz, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King. Those are the ones who laid down their life for us. Do you not understand that? You keep talking about, oh, they went over there and they died for our country. Our country, that's not our country. We was born here by default, family. This is not our country. It's not. It's the indigenous people land. I'm very technical when I speak. This is the indigenous people land that were over here before we was brought over here as slaves and before these racist Europe people came over here and bombarded and bum rushed their land. That's who land this really is. The African land is back in Africa. Don't pay your taxes and see whether or not that land belongs to you or not. Okay. Don't pay your taxes on the property and see whether or not that property will still be yours. Don't pay it and watch what happens. Whereas when you go to Africa, you buy the land, it's yours. Period. Once you pay for it, it's yours. Free and clear. We don't have all of this foolishness that keeps us in economical bondage. This country's supposed to be so freaking great, they can't even keep the doggone economy from collapsing. Every time you turn around, the freaking doggone stock market is crashing. But this country's so great. They're these racist European, they claim to be so freaking smart. Got people out here struggling and living in poverty. While they keep lining their pockets, they got all these billions and millions of dollars, and people out here suffering, could barely pay their bills and everything else like that. But this country's so freaking great. You got Canada. Don't you know in Canada, they get free medical care there? But we one of the supposed to be superpowers in the world, and we can't even come up with a doggone medical plan for everybody to have medical care. This is the reason why this Babylon is falling, because they're arrogant. You got a president who get all of the reports about what's going on with the coronavirus, and he's still walking around, okay, without a doggone mask on, and he had his life in jeopardy, his wife's life in jeopardy, everybody who he run around, life in jeopardy. Went up on the doggone stand after he got to the hospital, cameraman standing behind him, took off his mask, still took his mask off. Man is suicidal. And then people want to vote for him, people want to keep this man in power, and you telling me that Joe Biden won't be a better fit? Do you really think Joe Biden gonna do the stuff that he doing? Really? Really? Do you really think Joe Biden is going to do the stuff that this man is doing? Do you not understand that who's ever in power is still going to affect your family? I don't care how rich you are, family. You keep thinking money is going to protect you from racism, and it's not. You ever heard Tyler Perry talk about how they pulled him over in D.L. Hewley? How they pulled him over? You ever heard D.L. Hewley's story and Tyler Perry's story? Have you ever heard of any of these NFL players' stories, these football players' stories? Huh? Any of these NBA stories, rather, that's what I meant to say. Have you ever heard their stories, family? Do you not know they still got pulled over? Do you not know that they said that once they found out who they were, just only because of their entertainer status, that they felt like they knew that it would have went totally different? But for some reason, we think that economics is going to solve our problem as African people in this country. We think that, if we just get up a political power, they'll respect us. I just heard plenty of people say this. We need to get a seat at the table. Listen, family, They will poison your food at the seat at the table. They will kill you. We do have a voice. They just not listening, family. When are we going to understand that? You don't really want to have a voice because you don't want to vote, but that you keep wanting to talk about having the voice. You can go talk all day long. The power is putting people in position politically that's going to write policy and that's going to enforce laws. And you know what it's going to take, family? Let me be honest with you. You know what it's going to take? It's going to take for every last racist person in political power. Okay, it's going to take every last single racist person throughout the world to die before we have to stop fighting against discrimination. Because as long as these parasites, these racist, okay, European parasites are alive, they're going to continue to antagonize us and to try to find ways to try to oppress us and to keep us from prospering. And guess what they do? They do it to their own people, family. They don't care about their own people. How many times you gonna have to see that? Majority of Trump cabinet is Caucasian. I want you to think about that. They don't even care about themselves. So what make you think they care about you? They send their own people to die these senseless wars over greed, so they can line their pockets, so they can gain land and get the oil and get the resources and everything in these other countries. I know. I was a Marine. I fought. You're not talking to somebody who never been on the inside. This man you listening to went to Iraq 3 times. Their own people, they send their own people over to these other continents, and we keep talking about defending. I need y'all to listen to me very clearly. I know it may be extensive today, but we got to have this family discussion, family. You need to listen to somebody who was in the military and who understand these things. We did not go over there defending this country, family. First of all, let me tell you something as a retired veteran. You know the oath that you make? You say, I will defend my country against my enemies, foreign and domestic, right? It says foreign and domestic, meaning if they rise up in this country and they try to overtake this country, okay, that I will defend, I will fight against them. Foreign, meaning if a foreign country attacks us, then I will stand up and I will defend our country against these foreigners that attacked us. Now riddle me this, who has attacked us? Why is it that you always find us going over to a country and fighting and not fighting on American soil? Okay, I'll wait. Do you not see the deception? Do you not see the deception, family? They're sending their own kind over to fight their wars. Who attacked this country, family? Who? Remember, I told you our oath is to defend our country against enemies, foreign and domestic. Domestic meaning in this country. So, okay, being that we going over to those countries, who from that country has flown over here, flown planes over here and dropped bombs on America? In fact, who has attacked a base? And I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Not one time did we get attacked. So we have bases over there. So who attacked these bases? Why are we going to Iraq? Did we actually have, you know what I'm saying, American people over there and they attacked those American people? Why was we over there? Think about it. Against our enemies, foreign and domestic. So if we're going over to a foreign land, did they declare war on us? Did they? Did they attack American people? Did they attack American citizens? Can somebody answer me that? I'm waiting for an answer. People that's out there viewing. Somebody tell me what American person was attacked about the war over in Iraq. Somebody tell me that, because remember now, when we become military service members, we're supposed to take the oath about defending this country against enemies, foreign and domestic. So what foreign country has attacked America that came to American soil or has held American people hostage? Huh? Why are we going over there then? If they did not attack American people, any American citizens, while they were visiting a country, okay, if they did not hold them hostage, okay, and if they did not declare war on America, why are we going to any foreign countries fighting? I'll let you think about that. Family, it's time for us to get up out of here. It's time for us to go. They want you to think Caucasian. They want you to talk Caucasian. They want you to dress Caucasian. They want you to do what they want you to do, family. When are we going to figure this out? Africa for the African. Go to an African country in an area, and we know of some, and we'll point you to the right people if you're serious. We got connections in multiple African countries over there. We got friends who have friends in different countries over there that went over there that moved from America to Africa. Okay, that's the African people's solution. We need to go back home, okay, and build up our own homeland. All the doctors, all of us who have business savviness, all of us who are architects, all of us who are engineers, okay, we need to take our skill set back to our homeland where we'll be appreciated at and build up our own country. That's what we need to do, because they don't respect us. And first of all, I'm not trying to get their respect. I'm going to demand their respect. You disrespect me, and we're going to have some problems. Period. I'm rebelling, and I'm not a slave. My ancestors were prisoners of war. I was born in America by default. I am my ancestors, and I speak in defense of my ancestors. You will not enslave my people any longer. We will be free, spiritually, physically, and financially. African people, let's go home. First, go home in your mind. Let go of these European religions. Let go of cultures that's not yours. Let go of mindsets that's not yours. Return to yourself. And when you reconnect with yourself, then we won't have discord amongst the brethren like we have, because we'll understand we're not each other's enemy, we're family, and we'll start working together as a family. The African person problem is that we are following after a system that's not ours, a way of life that's not ours, a mindset that's not ours. Who faces on this currency, family? Who faces on the currency? But yet we saying we want to be free from the system. I don't care how much money you get, it's still a European person face on the money. Do you understand? You can't do nothing in this country without going through their system. We can build all our own communities all we want. Guess what? We still going to get taxed. Who created that? They did. Do you not know the only way that you don't get taxed, family, on land, on property, is if you're on a reservation? Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that the indigenous people of this continent, let me tell you something, I'm Tasalagi. I'm a registered tribal member. Some of y'all didn't know that, did you? I'm actually a registered tribal member. See? Some of you ain't know that, did you? I'm Tasalagi, I told you. My great-great ancestor, I told you, had mixed in with the so-called Cherokee people. We're not called Cherokee, it's Tasalagi. I'm a registered tribal member. I'm a part of the Kiowa people. My cousin is my chief. We're a part of the Kiowa tribe. I'm telling you what I know. I got the paperwork to prove it. The only way you don't get taxed on land is if you're on a reservation. Once you leave off that reservation and you go shopping off that reservation, you get taxed. I don't know where y'all keep hearing this stuff from. If that property is not on a reservation, you will get taxed. I'm telling you, I'm trying to truly help some of you people be free. I'm trying to help some of y'all truly be free. Family, black is not a nationality according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. You have a right to a nationality. A color is not a nationality. Why? Because a color is not a nation of people, family. I need some of you to understand this. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article number 15, tells you that you have a right to your nationality. I am a Khan. I am a Santi. I am not black. You're not either. That is not a nationality, because a nationality is a nation. A nation is a people. That is not, black is not a people. You can't trace no historical data, okay, outside of being the African that was enslaved in America calling themselves black. And why do we call ourselves black? Because we were born into a family where our ancestors were brainwashed and were enslaved. And they took on whatever title the colonizer gave them. So what did they do? What did they do? They called themselves Negro. They called themselves cut family. Listen, how can your nationality change so many times, family? If our ancestors were savvy to who they really are, do you think they would have called themselves Negro and colored and Afro-American? Why all these different titles? We're not black. There is a particular people that you come from, like the Bantu, the Zulu, the Igbo. For myself, like Asante, the Wadabi people, the Himba people, the Jara people. There is a specific people that you come from. That's the reason why calling yourself black doesn't make any sense, because it's not associated with a people outside of colonization. This is a true African studies teaching. I don't know all this other stuff these people talking. They talking this foolishness, okay? This is the real deal right here. This is the reason why I'm telling you, keep tuning into this program right here. Because too many of us, we're trying to intermingle, okay, these colonized ideologies and call this liberation. That's not no daggone liberation. True liberation is freeing yourself from America and going to Africa. That's liberation. Moving back to your homeland, to whence your people came from, family. We're too in love with this American system. We're too comfortable with this system that continues to oppress us. They kill us and laugh. If I'm lying, look at the George Floyd video when he had his knee on George Floyd's neck. I'm going to say it again. If I'm lying, look at the George Floyd video when the man had his knee on George Floyd's neck. You know why they smile when they're doing it? You know why they laugh when they're doing it? Do you not know that there's actually, okay, video recordings of these police officers, okay, making sport of killing us? Because you know why? They know nothing going to happen to them. You know why? Because they know they got their racist cohorts sitting in political power, and they won't do anything to them. And they got, guess what, family? They got people, listen to me clearly. Somebody prove me wrong. Please do. They got their cohorts, their counterparts, all the way up to the doggone White House, family. Keep playing with it if you want to. Keep playing with it, keep playing with it. Somebody out here who want to learn, somebody out who want to be set free, going to learn how to listen to this African talking to you and really trying to help you get set free. And you so-called Christian African people, you need to come out of that mess. You need to go home because you're not European. You need to go back home in your mind. You need to let go of that slave mind. You need to stop wanting respect from people who don't respect you. Listen, family, some of us African men and women, we leave our own people and go to European, that we're so brainwashed we think that they're better than us. Interesting. Interesting enough to me that it was a European woman, African man, that wanted to call our women all type of names and leave our women. Let me help you to understand something. Do you not know over in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the reason why we got bombed was over a lying European woman? Did you know that? Did you know what happened in Rosewood, Florida was over a lying, racist European woman? Did you know that? Did you know what happened to Emmett Till was over a lying, racist European woman? Did you know that? Oh, okay. Okay, but you know they're women better than ours, right? They're women better than ours, right? Which one of they women tried to stop their men from raping our women? And for you, African women who want to leave us for European men, and you brainwash and you think that they're better than us, do you not know it was their men who raped our ancestors, who raped your great-great-grandmama? Do you know that? Did you know that? That it was their men who was raping your aunties and your female cousins. Did you know that? Because for some reason, us African people want to leave us for them, thinking that they're better. Did you know they was the ones who bombed your ancestors while they was in the churches? Did you know that? Did you know they was the ones who was lynching our ancestors from the trees? Did you know that? Did you know these men, these European men and women, did you know they came into our communities and stole our land and then tried to sell our own land back to our descendants, our people? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so why is it that you got to go to public records and pay to know who your ancestor is when they're the ones who cut you off from your identity, but yet you got to pay for you to find this out? Oh, okay. All right. But some of you want to talk like them, you want to dress like them, you want to speak proper English, you know what I'm saying? And then you want to treat your own people bad because we don't sound and talk like them. And you've been brainwashed to think that they're even better than you. And oh yeah, for the record, guess what? They honor their ancestors. You know that, right? You know they got statues erected in their communities honoring their ancestors, right? You understand that, right? You know that that's what that is, right? You know that a memorial is a item, okay, that's erected in honor of their ancestors. You understand that, right? But yet you don't want to honor your ancestors though. Do you know Memorial Day is dedicated to them remembering their people who died? They commemorate them. Oh, okay. Okay, Catholicism. They pray to the saints. That's their ancestors. But you can't, but it's sinful. It's the devil. It's wicked when you do that for yours, though. African, wake up. And I know this is a long video, but we got to have these family discussions, family. We have to have them. Parents, you need to come up with a family plan to get your children homeschooled and get them out of these systems and find out what you need to do in order for you to homeschool your child or your children. That's a family plan. Families, we need to come together And we need to take our children out of these systems so they won't be subject to saluting a flag that was erected during the time of our ancestors being slaves and singing a Star-Spangled Banner where our ancestors were still being enslaved and they don't even live by their Pledge of Allegiance. So this is the African family plan. So for those who hung in there, I thank you for hanging in there. I appreciate all of y'all. I love you. You have a blessed day, family. And this is our African plan. Peace.